Alright folks, welcome back to Let's Play Zork Nemesis. This is Mysterious JG. Despite my complaining last time and having to stop the game once, actually I think the recording came out quite nicely, so hopefully I can cut with the whining and get on with the puzzle solving. So, we saved the lady, what's her name, by giving her water. Now we need to give fire, earth, and air. But before we do that, we should probably get to exploring a little bit more. So this was kind of... Ooh, can we do anything with this? No? Oh. Well, here's the library, if I recall correctly. This is a place where pixel hunting can be useful for finding out interesting background details, but not necessarily... What is this? Touch a knife and scary stuff happens. Alright, well, I thought you could find interesting stuff here. Maybe not. Oh, here we go. Hey, it's a book of Frogger logos. 6 Mumberber. From their sarcophagi, they will tell me nothing. I have all but ripped their throats out. So that is to be expected. How? Oh, it's the Nemesis. From their sarcophagi, they will tell me nothing. I have all but ripped their throats out, so that is to be expected. How many threats can you use upon the dead? It sickens me to live here, a demon trapped in a temple, but I must finish their work, and fuel my hate with the power of the quintessence. 22nd February. Now that I have stolen the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, and water, I have hidden them in this unholy temple where they will never be found. I cannot risk their discovery, and have employed a great number of lively imaginations. It used to say deadly. To assure their seclusion. I love that he has a little doodle that he's done in the corner. The Nemesis. The last intruder, that meddling spy, Bivitar, never made it past my gallery, but at least he was able to take some time out to enjoy the paintings before I bludgeoned him. However, in the gallery, the flow of time is as circular as the room, and I made the mistake of killing him before he was ever actually born. I should wait to see if he returns. 15 Mage. It is more difficult to forge the 4 alchemical metals than I first thought. It is more difficult for JG to pronounce the word alchemical than first I thought. I have learned through a painful process of trial and error that it is not safe to keep the elements in their purified form. The 4 are not so stupid as they look. Gaining access to their secret laboratories has been a labored process. I will go drag a hot poker down Malvo's rotting belly and see if he cries out something helpful. 25 Augur. I am tired of this game. I ransacked Sartorus's laboratory today, and while blood flowed down the halls, I made little progress on my quest for his tin. I am as impatient as the stupid spy who just thought any fistful of dirt, any drop of water, a spark from his fine Arcadian cigar, or a mouthful of his foul breath would constitute an element. I must return to my work with the elemental air. As I rise up to my lap and pass the twinkling star field, the blue reminds me of blue skies, a more peaceable time. But I can remember little of my life before the evil descended, before my bloody rebirth. Okay, so what he's saying here is not just any air, water, heart will form Captain Planet. You need the correct ones. The quintessential stud muffin joker. I know you need the quintessential example of an element. Although, of course, quintessence... This game gets into the idea of quintessence, which is like kind of the perfect element of which all of the things are formed. Sometimes the term quintessence is used to refer to like the Platonic ideal, of, the ultimate philosopher who personifies in every way what a philosopher should be. Well, there is a Platonic ideal for everything, including, like, right in front of me I got a cell phone, the ultimate cell phone, the quintessential cell phone. It embodies everything a cell phone is meant to be. In this game, quintessence, I think, refers to the idea that the four elements combine into the quintessence, which is, quint is 5, essence, yeah, I don't know. People who know more about this stuff than I do, it makes sense. They're referring to, like, old philosophies that I'm not particularly well read up on. Let's get to Astronomy for a New Age. Astronomy for New Age, The Brogmoid Fallacy, or Why the Earth is Not Flat After All, by Dr. Carl Sagan, Ph.D. Chaos House Press. Malvo. Oh, he's got the planets. Sophia, it represents Venus. And you got Hermes, Zork, you are here. Juperon, which is Sartorius. Mers is Cain. Mianus, Plato, and Saturnax is Malavo. These. I'm not going to remember all of this, but yeah, these are useful hints because you are going to have to figure out different puzzles. This one isn't so much about solving puzzles with, the logic of, hey, let's use the stick to knock the nest out of the tree and use that for kindling with the lighter that we found underneath the seat cushion in the airplane. This is more about, like, actually trying to figure out how this game world works to solve puzzles. An invitation. We invite all the citizens of the Empire to read this book, to ponder in their hearts the message it contains, and then ask the implementors in the name of Yorick himself if it is not undeniably, irrefutably, and without doubtably true. Those who pursue this course, the right and proper course of science and progress, rather than clinging to the older tenets of the fearful and folkish Brogmoidism, and that is not simply the good nature of this one fellow that keeps it and us from falling into the great void. I'm getting sick of all these damned ellipses. Planet must be fully in light. That's a clue as to how this... Oh, yeah, I remember this from previous plays. You are eventually going to travel to other planets using this weird device, and that's why you kind of need to know which planet corresponds to which. Each of the alchemists, you have to travel to a location that corresponds to them, and is apparently on another planet. The best of the New Zorker. The Best of the New Zorker by Scroffman Publishing. Goings on about the Empire. Are the recently evacuated Forbidden Lands really cursed, or is Regent Soyovar simply becoming paranoid now that the Enchanters Guild composes the first substantial challenge to his political supremacy? The theory of the curse seems legitimated by the dark series of earthquakes, droughts, missing persons, and general ill humor of the inhabitants of the region following the Great Eclipse. Though the Guild denies responsibility for any black magic in the region, the disappearance of General Kane from Iron Dune suggests political conspiracy. And since we all know the trolls, orcs, and gnomes of the Flathead Mountains are only waiting for the slightest hint of civil strife to stake their own claim to that corner of the Empire, the clock is ticking on the Forbidden Lands. I made a small journey to the desolate region south of Aragian, venturing southward to the Frigid River to find out for ... and I'm pretty sure that it is not a problem with scrolling that is preventing us from reading anymore. I think that's it. The Alchemy of Pure Love by B.C. Berhaus. Explore this further in the lab. There is a thing confusedly formed, born before heaven and earth. Silent and void, it stands alone, it does not change, goes round, it does not weary. It is capable of being the mother of the world. Pure love, the willing and eternal joining of two souls, is the fifth element, the quintessence, or the philosopher's stone. The sun and moon are two magical principles, one active, the other passive, this masculine, that feminine. There is not a compound in all nature but hath in these two luminaries, a little sun and a little moon. Yeah, I suppose you ladies out there may or may not get upset by the idea that the passive is feminine and the active is male, but yeah, that's a very old philosophical principle in a lot of Eastern philosophies and stuff, and the yin and the yang, male and female, night and day. I mean, all things are paired off with opposites, and they tend to assign one of those two functions to men and one to women so that their whole thing stays intact, and that's why active tends to be associated with men, passive with women. Then you end up having like action with Alright, action is the same as active. What am I saying? Compassion is supposed to be the female virtue, and, you know, bravery is the male virtue, and whatever. And for whatever reason, then, day becomes the time of men, and night becomes the time of women, which doesn't really make that much sense, but, you know, you can't have everything split into two halves unless you uniformly assign stuff to one or the other. And of course, the idea is that there's a little of both in everything. So why am I talking about this? You know all this already. My best successes, Dimwit Flathead. Excerpt from My Best Successes by Lord Dimwit Flathead. Chapter 1, on taxes. As I will summarize in the following 1100 pages, the 98% tax rate is a mere pittance, and nothing worth doing in this empire can be done for any less than a full 100%. My next 2,000 or 3,000 tax bills should further illuminate my immensely keen feelings on the subject. Suffice it to say that the forward-thinking legislation of the Analytical Eureka, blah, 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 anyone withholding payment of all taxes decreed of the state should be killed, along with everyone they've ever met. I have known my share of detractors. A ruler so excessively wise, so excessively handsome, so excessively flat as myself will always find himself the subject of pernicious slander. There always will be some who lack the vision, some who think we cannot afford, plebeian concept, to erect a new continent in my own excellent image. Some who doubt we require, as if that were the issue, an underground flood control dam where there is no rain. As if the inspired work of the philosopher king was to be governed by the vicissitudes of the weather. I am convinced, however, that the stature of my royal selfness that I am erecting in the Fublio Valley will be, that's an running gag in the Zork games, is that in the past, Dimwit Flathead was, not a particularly good ruler. Did I already read this? Interview with the Gru. This is when Interview with the Vampire was like the hot gothic erotic thriller. By Andrew Zilber. The Gru in his natural habitat. The air in the room lay deadly still, thick with a stench of a Gru in confinement. I could make out just his faint profile in the darkness, the barest glint of his razor claws, the faintest gurgle of his fetid breath. I took a step closer and was about to introduce myself, when suddenly the gurgling grew louder, and there was a sort of gnashing of great teeth, and lo, the hulking bully drew a gleaming bone from his jaws, and tossed it to the floor with a grunt. It clattered at my feet, and as I looked down, I saw that it's still, these are just jokes. There is bits of useful information on keeping the different astronomical signs straight, but Interview with the Gru is just a little fun thing. Oh, speaking of which, I did see that there's some kind of Easter eggs if you type certain things into the computer. So let us type certain things into the computer. What happens if you type? Let me find the Easter eggs. Chloe, Chloe. Interview with the Gru. Chloe. Always takes you to Interview with the Gru. And you can type Hello Sailor, which is an old Zork joke.
Nothing happens here.
Yeah, nothing happens when you type Hello Sailor. And okay. Alright, well that was fun. Ooh. Big old globe that I don't seem to be able to do anything with. You would think that these are important scrolls on the floor. Can't do anything with them. Maybe I should be playing a text game instead of this. It'd be a lot less glitchy. But yeah, I'd be typing in search floor for grubby scrolls. Here's another room we can visit. But let's mess with this first. Alright, apparently pressing on these things is pushing them out of the way. Alright, didn't really seem like much of a puzzle. There could be Grus in here. It's not that easy to die in this game, although you can. And there's a lot of talk about how much danger you're in, but I think that's the way we just came. So let's try going this way. Can't just grab any of these flames. They can't be interacted with. Hey, it's Naked Dude. Can I click on his junk? No. I think what we're interested here is fire, and fire is the male symbol, right? I really don't know that I figured that one out so much, so I just kept messing with it. Ah, I remember you can't do anything with this one. We have to add something to there, which we don't currently have. So let's leave it alone. I don't think there's anything else to interact with here, and get back out of here. Go back to the library. Unfortunately, all this crap resets itself, so we'll have to move it again, but whatever, big freaking deal. And we appear to be on the other side of one of those brick walls we couldn't interact with before. And I think we're now... What are we, back outside? What the heck? I don't recognize this place. I thought we were... Oh, this is that hallway we started out in. I think. Go this way, we're back outside. Okay, I think we got to keep exploring this place a little bit. There's brick walls. Brick walls. Don't remember exactly where we got to go here to find the item we need to play with now, but I'm pretty sure we can't solve the fire puzzle without finding something to use some kind of ways. I'm really elucidating this. Aren't I? I'm really making this perfectly clear for you. Alright. Can we... I don't think we do anything with those. What if, whoa.
Touch what you cannot solve and return to me. I've got the hints, and I'll give you 3. Suggestion, instruction, and direction. The level of hint is at your discretion. But wait a bit before you flee. You must know how to advance through the 3. Touch me then.
Alright, this is the in-game hint system. If you don't know what's going on, this thing will help you. I guess. Now we're out on the veranda, I suppose. Does this look like something we've seen before? Let's pocket that. Okay, we've been here. Have we been over here? Oh, interesting. They make it totally look like something you get to interact with, but in fact, you don't get to do anything with that. I would not have expected that. And you hear me struggling with my mouse. And we come back in here. Well, interesting. Let's go mess with the... Go back into that fire room. Now that we got this to play with. I'll probably need to get it to point to the appropriate symbol. Well, I thought it was the symbol for manliness, but that must be Earth. So it's like the H thingy, isn't it? Yeah. But again, this is a puzzle that if you just keep messing with it, you don't really have to understand how to solve it. You just keep messing with it, and eventually it's going to click. That don't seem right. A mirror. It's a room full of candles. Presumably, we need... Well, clicking on them doesn't seem to do anything. But we can hang this mirror up. And it shows us reflections of the candles. That one's blue. There's a very short one over here that has a blue flame. Is that like the ultimate candle? Maybe not. None of the others are doing anything very interesting. It's a tall one. Okay, I just wasn't finding the right one. Apparently that's the blue flame. And touching it without having any ability whatsoever that I've to like take it with me. I guess I could just grab this candle. But I found the flame thing. I found the flame gun. No, I found the flaming thing. And that's pretty cool. Now, if I touch the flaming thing... a different guy lights up. He's gonna light up my life.
Bless you, good brother.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ah, fire. Spark of the universe. I feel the heat in my very soul. The Nemesis.
It's kind of creepy.
My daughter Alexandria was his victim. Brilliant. Beautiful.
It's a weird thing to say about Nemesis.
And he killed her simply because she got in the way. I couldn't save her. And for that, I'll burn yet. Sometimes I feel her spirit here. I hear her music. Please, help us. There is a way to bring her back.
Zombie magic. You gotta get some Haitian woman with some magical power. Yeah. Alright. Wow, 2 down, 2 to go. And presumably there's more puzzles to the game after you've helped these 4. They probably are like the intro puzzles, but I feel like we're getting somewhere here. Wow, you guys are just kind of golden statues holding big wheels on your back while you splay all weird. That's good for you, I guess. It's a weird looking architecture that I can't do anything with. What's going on over here? Surely another puzzle awaits us in here. I want to save the game in case this creates huge... Well, I should save on a different slot in case this video doesn't take. I'm going to save here in case this creates huge problems with pan whatever. What are you guys about? Green makes a water sound. Purple makes a wind sound. Blue makes a wind sound. So what the hell is purple supposed to be? Fire will be red, I assume. and yellow. I don't know. Call me stupid, but I don't get it. I think I know how long this video has to go to be a... ooh. Okay. I need to get... That was the 4 symbol for blue. I think I remember this. You need to get all 4 of these lit up at the same time. When you light up one... Oh, and you gotta unlight the purple ones. But they're all kind of connected. I'm sure there's a way to figure this out better than I'm doing it, but... So these are interconnected, and I don't really understand exactly how, and rather than taking the time to figure it out, I'm just kind of... yeah, messing with it until all the blue ones are lit. That seemed like a good plan to me. Okay, so I can head up the stairs, alone or in pairs, and make a creepity sound. I'm now into the air puzzle. There's a problem with messing with the air puzzle. They're insects. And I pressed... Okay, I didn't really... Oh. I think I want these closed so I can see what colors are going on. And I think I remember reading... Yeah, he said something about the clear air in his diaries, the Nemesis. And I think the point of this is that we have to make it clear. And right now, the balance is off. Now, I happen to remember that those little speeches you get when you free the 4 guys, that whoever you free last, you don't get a little speech from them. It triggers something else. So in order for us to hear all the speeches, I'm going to have to then I have to beat this and then load and beat something else and then come back and beat this, just so that you can hear all the dialogue. I don't know if it's worth the effort. It's too much red. See, this is broken and we can't adjust it. So we basically got to keep messing with these until that's too much yellow. That's too much green. Oh, I really hope that we don't have to have that all the way over to 3. If so, the hand relief is going to prevent us. Yeah, I think we might need to come back and do this with pan relief switched off. And that makes this a good time to end the video. So, folks, when we come back, we're going to keep messing around with the air, which is just a little bit greeny, and try to make the air perfectly clear, because I think that will be the key to winning one of the elemental puzzly things. Anyway, this is Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time when we're going to do this and then see his speech, and then I'm going to load and go do the Earth puzzle so you can see his speech, and then we'll quick, fast, and in a hurry solve this one again. Sound fun? Sounds fun. Do that next time. Bye-bye.